Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, it's time to start the year off light. LoSun is a 4% wheat ale from Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan. This isn't the first time that Bell's has gone this low-cal, low ABV route on one of their flagships. You may also recall Lighthearted. It's a whole similar play on the light beer genre with Two Hearted as the base. Now, LoSun is the latest release in Bell's rotational wheat series, which also includes some favorites you may have heard of, including Bright White, Rind Over Matter, and of course, Oberon. So is a lighter wheat ale something you've been clamoring for? It's the beginning of the year, so maybe Bell's is banking on all of us wanting to keep enjoying our beers while dropping some LBs at the same time. So let's go look at the label. We'll get it into a glass. But first, I'd like to thank my executive producers, Brian Kramer, David Jeffries, Vinny Cat, and Cam Freeman for helping to bring this review to you today. If you'd like to become a producer, help out the channel, or maybe just throw me a couple bucks to buy me a beer, take a look at my Patreon at patreon.drafttherapy.com, where you can get early access to these videos and a few other special perks available only to patrons. Let's take a look at the label here. So we're going to start at the very top. We're going to start at the cap. I'm going to turn the bottle there. We're going to go to the overhead. If you look at the cap, it's a nice kind of sunset. It has the yellow, orange, and light blue, has the clouds on it, very reminiscent of a sunset. I love the fact that Bell's does these different caps for different beers. It just adds like a little touch to them. And then on the top here, the cap itself is a light yellow. The label on the bottle is a light yellow. It says Bell's in Comstock, Michigan. It tells you it's 12 fluid ounces. If we look a little bit lower, it continues that whole sunset theme, or sunrise maybe. It has the, I would guess by the name LoSun, it's a sunset. It has the sun with different colors of sunbeams coming off of it. It says LoSun with a little bird on the U. And underneath that, it says Wheat Series Low Cal Wheat Ale, brewed and bottled by Bell's Brewery Incorporated in Comstock, Michigan. And then if we look on the back here, this tells us that LoSun is the first low-cal beer in our wheat series, bright and smooth with subtle citrus hop aromas. This easy-drinking wheat ale is only 110 calories and sessionable any time of the day. Sometimes a little sun is all you need. And then this is something I have not seen before on a Bell's bottle. On a label, it says per 12 fluid ounce average analysis. It tells you it's got 110 calories. It tells you the carbs, which is 7.5 grams, and then the protein and the fat. Never seen that on a Bell's logo before. It has the independent craft beer logo. It is a kind of that same bluish teal. The government warning, the states with deposit information, tells you the shelf life is 6 months, the alcohol 4% alcohol by volume. This was packaged on December 1st. So this is a brand new beer. It's actually been out for a really short time. Today I think I'm going to go with just the regular straight up Draft Therapy Tiku glass. We're going to use the handy dandy bottle opener here. Let's go ahead and pop it. Put a nose on the bottle. It has actually quite a bit of aroma. Wasn't expecting much aroma. I'm not really expecting a whole lot of flavor out of this because it is low ABV, low cal. But it has a nice citrusy, weedy kind of aroma. Maybe a little bit of like a lemony, orange, like citrus smell to it. Let's go ahead and pour it. Really clear, as I was expecting coming out of the bottle. I'm just going to pour it down the center there. This is a 12-ounce bottle. I'll do my damnedest, though, to pour it over. I'm just going to pour a little bit of what's left in here. It's got a really fluffy white head, very like, I don't know, very just puffy, like really kind of cloudy, almost like styrofoamy, but really light looking, the head itself. And I'm looking, we probably got about 2.5. 2.5 fingers is pretty generous. It's more like 2 fingers ahead. If we hold it up to the light here, there's a lot of carbonation streaming up from the bottom of this glass. Nice, really white head, as you can see. It is fairly cloudy. It looked very clear coming out of the bottle, but it collected in here pretty hazy. I mean, I can see a little bit through there. I don't know if you can see me through there or not. Doesn't look like it. It looks really golden to me. To you, it looks a little bit more orange, but I would say it's probably more of a golden. If we put a nose on it, it has the same aroma. It has a lot of citrus notes. It has like, it feels like these lower ABV beers from Bell's, like I said, like Lighthearted, they have a similar kind of aroma to them for some reason. I don't know if it's like a yeast strain that they use or something that they use across the different beers that kind of produces that same aroma, but this has a very kind of similar aroma to something like Lighthearted, but it is still very citrus forward. A little bit weedy, so let's go ahead and try it out. Cheers. So we'll start with the mouthfeel. Very crisp, very light, very clean, very just snappy, like snapping crisp. Very, very crisp. Not quite lager crisp, lager refreshing, but very light. Again, very crisp. Let's talk about the flavor here. So as I mentioned before I poured, or maybe on the pour, I wasn't expecting a whole lot of flavor. It's not really bursting like big notes, big flavor notes. It does have a big citrus front end, very much orange, lemon zest. Really, that's what it has going for it. So you get a really light flavor. You still get a lot of like an orange flavor to it, a lot of lemon zest, a lot of just citrus zesty notes to it. It's not super juicy, obviously. Again, 110 calories. I want to say 110%. I keep wanting to say that. 110 calories, very low cal for a beer like this. A little bit high on the carb side, 7.5 grams, but you know, I mean, most people probably don't know what kind of carb content their beer has, but it's generally pretty high. Pretty safe to say. But it has a nice kind of light flavor to it. I think of something like what New Holland put out. I had to think of what it was called, Light Point, I believe. It has a little bit more flavor than that. I feel like Light Point was really, really kind of light on flavor. This one has a lot of that flavor, a lot of that citrus, a lot, again, orange, getting a lot of lemon zest. It does, the aftertaste that it has does hang on for quite a bit. It has like this kind of dry aftertaste. It has a dry feel to it on the finish. I don't know if, you know, I guess, you know, I know my original light-hearted review was kind of probably a little harsh, I think, at the time. I have gone back to lighthearted and tried that. I think if I am looking to just have a few beers and I don't want to get like, you know, I just want to sit back and I want to drink craft beer, but I want to drink like a few of them, you know, 4 of them or whatever. 110 calories, that's not too bad. That's 400 calories if you drink 4. If you drink a 6-pack, you know, I've been known to drink a 6-pack in my time. That's 660 calories, right? 110 times 6, I can do math. But you know, that's not too bad. I don't think this is something I'd go to all the time, but if I was in a social setting or someplace, maybe tailgating, you know, you can get this in cans too, I believe. I could see myself drinking a 6-pack tailgating or going, you know, someplace where I'm going to be drinking most of the day or in the summer. Again, it's weird that a light, really super light beer like this would come out in December, January. But again, it kind of makes sense. You know, everybody at the beginning of the year is so into their resolutions, their New Year's resolutions. They want to lose weight. That's always like a top on just about everybody's list, it seems like. And just, you know, public at large is big into that. So I can see having a light ale like this that you can kind of, you know, you can still drink, you can still be active or still lose weight and drink something like this. I can see it as a big alternative to those lower ABV beers, or even, you know, macro beers that are lower. So it's like I said, it's really light on taste. You have to kind of go into it knowing that it's 110 calories. Again, I keep mentioning that, 7.5 grams of carbs. You know, it's not something that I would drink every day, but I could see the occasion for it. I definitely see the purpose for it. It's very low ABV, very sessionable, something you can have a lot of, like I've said before. So I can see it in that respect, but I think if you're looking for something, I don't think you're going to go into buying a beer like this thinking that it's just going to blow your mind and it's going to be like, this tastes like a 10%, you know, imperial wheat or whatever, or like a Oberon or a, you know, a tropical Oberon or an Oberon. You're not going to go into it thinking you're going to get a flavor like that. So you have to go into it with lower expectations, knowing that you can still get a tasty beer at a low calorie amount, like a beer like this. All right, friends, that's been LoSun from Bell's Brewery. Have you had this beer, and are you looking for a lighter version of some of your favorite Bell's flagship beers, or just beers in general? And do you think that this is a good time of year to have a low-calorie beer like this? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, if you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because I'm here talking about beer twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's all for free for viewers just like you, and you might miss your newest favorite, or you might not miss a clunker. You might pick up a clunker because you weren't subscribed and getting those notifications. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.